Good morning and what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Investing Bros. My name is Tim and we've got a lot to talk about in this video. Of course, most of you are watching this after seeing charts where the prices of cryptos dropped as far as 20% within 1 hour time frame. And it's right there, kind of the end of Asian hours before you really have Americans waking up. It seems a little fishy, but we're going to talk about in this video why this crash, I do believe, was a little bit of a manipulative move / should be over, and we should be moving back to the upside. So if that is something that you're excited about listening to, go ahead and strap on in. If you are already a subscriber to the channel, go ahead and hit that like button so we get more people watching this video right now. If you are new here, thank you so much for choosing the Investing Bros. Hopefully you enjoy and learn something from this video. But with that said, let's go ahead and jump on in here and talk about what has been happening. Let's go over and look at the Bitcoin chart. Now, you guys can see here, depending on what exchange you are looking at, prices dropped like crazy. We actually saw prices come down to 40,600 on Coinbase. If you looked at the complete market cap, like there was an average price of about 41,000. Certain exchanges dropped lower, Coinbase being one of them. I believe Blowfin, which of course is a partner of the channel, a trading platform. If you guys want to trade, make sure you're using Blowfin. Link down below. They actually crossed below 40,000. But of course, what happens when you drop this low, this fast, and you get some high volume? You shoot prices back to the upside. I actually entered a trade here just like probably about 30 minutes ago, back along in Bitcoin, Cardano, Solana. The truth is you probably could just blindly choose a coin and have entered along and probably do pretty well on it. But the question is, are we going to be moving back closer to the upside? Let's kind of zoom out here. That's what the hourly chart is looking like. Now, you guys know I talked yesterday about a potential move down here to 43,600 maybe. Well, of course, we destroyed that this morning, blasting on through it. You guys can see here, hourly chart, this big move has all happened within 2 hourly candles. But let's move to the first reason why I do think that this fall is over and we should be moving to the upside, and that is going over and looking at our liquidations. Let's type in BTC, and we got to look at the 7-day chart because it did reset stuff on the 12-hour. We're going to have to wait for more information there, but take a look. When we look at our liquidations, we had a fat amount of liquidity all the way down here at 40,850, and we went below it. Looking at that, there technically is still some down here at 38.3, and of course more here at 34,000. But as a whole, when we're looking at the yellow is the real targets. Guess what, guys? Guess what's going to happen? Now that we've come down and filled this liquidity, I guarantee you, when we come back and check this in a couple days, we're going to have some yellow down here where these prices will get liquidated because there's people entering longs here. But for now, we came down and filled a major level of liquidity, and that's the first reason why I do believe that we're going to see, I'll zoom in for you guys here a little bit more too. That's the first reason why I do believe we are going to be moving back to the upside. Take a look at where we have heavy liquidations to the upside, up above 47,000. That's the first reason why I believe that we should be moving back to the upside. What is the second reason, though? Let's go back over to TradingView and let's take a look at the CME gap, the CME futures. Now, we have another one below us, and is it possible we keep dipping and fill this one? Yeah, possible, but we created one just the other day that we did reference here on Investing Bros that went down all the way to 42,400, and I told you guys, I was like, hey, we could come down and fill it over the next couple of days. I'm going to say I was wrong here. I thought that we would wait till the full pullback. But now that we have come down and filled this is a phenomenal thing. It now is kind of freeing up the bulls to rebuy back in. We filled that gap. We'll worry about this gap more than likely later. There's a chance we come down the next couple of days and fill it. But in my eyes, I see the fact that we haven't gotten any concrete news about the ETFs just yet, which I guess that's number 3, really. Number 3 reason why we're moving back to the upside is we don't have an answer about ETF yet. I think we'll crash if they come out and reject ETFs, but in reality, I think worst case scenario, we see a delay, in which case we just have to wait a little while longer. But this is good news here. Coming and filling this CME gap, it no longer exists. I'm going to leave it up there for now, but this is a good sign and a reason why Bitcoin should be moving back to the upside. And I want to kind of even come out here as we kind of are wrapping up this video talking about Bitcoin and crypto. We'll take a look at some of the altcoins as well, just to kind of close it out. But yes, we broke out above this symmetrical triangle pattern, faked out, and not only came back down to a level of support, we dropped below it. Should you be freaking out? Well, let's catch our breath for just a second. Everyone today is going to be saying crash, 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 crash. The truth is, though, this is only another 11% pullback. We talked about this actually a little bit yesterday, how historically you have never seen a Bitcoin bull market, pre-halving bull market or bull trend that has not seen at least 140% pullback. We still haven't seen that. And the fact that we're seeing such strong reversals, I guess I got to zoom back in now. The fact that we're seeing, like when we come back down to the hourly chart, the fact that we're seeing such strong reversals happening, when we look at the oscillators and we look at different indicators that we have here, you're going to see, Lux Algo's oscillator saying we should buy. You're seeing the RSI drop back below 30. You're seeing the MACD well below the zero line. And then you start to zoom in here and everything's starting to curve back over. The fact that we're this low and yet we're still rejecting, despite the fact that when you're looking at history, recent history, we're really not that far down. We really haven't set a lower low just yet. We just kind of rematched this low we had back on December 18th. This really is not that big of a deal whatsoever. But what we're looking at here, again, look for a long on Bitcoin, at least to come back up in this area. I'm not going to be surprised if we hesitate back around this yellow line. Looking at Cardano, I entered a long here on Cardano. We broke below a support level that we hadn't lost since all the way back here on December 10th either. We went lower than that December level. This is going to be adding. You're going to see the Bitcoin dominance start to climb back up. But again, super low here on our oscillators. I do believe Cardano is going to bounce back up. Not going to be surprised to see us bounce back up in the range a little bit above 60 cents. I want to see what happens when we get back to that level. I do think we're kind of sitting here in a spot where we're looking and waiting for some more confirmation about the ETF, and that will then open the floodgates for prices to resume to the upside. With these recent moves, I'm not going to lie, I think that we still might see a higher high on Cardano. I believe that we can climb above 70 cents. But that concept of $1 with this fall and this breakout right here, I do think this diminishes the possibility of $1. I think we're back to looking between 75 to 80 cents as a top for Cardano, but we'll keep you posted on that. Solana dropped all the way down here, $86. Holy cow. We haven't seen $86 since back in December before that really explosive rally, but it's another one. We're bouncing back up. Look at this current price levels back up towards that support level. Look for maybe a push back up on Solana, back up above 110 maybe, back to levels where we were here just yesterday, really. And same thing with Cardano. Same thing with pretty much every coin. Just pick it. Look for prices to kind of bounce back up into the zones we were yesterday. This was an amazing buying opportunity. I am hoping you guys saw it. I'm hoping some of you guys were brave enough to go ahead and enter your longs here. The truth is, you might still have some room for some longs in a little bit here on these prices. I do think things are going to the upside, but don't be surprised to see some volatility. Whenever you see that massive amount of volume, those massive candle bodies, you are going to see a little bit of volatility as the bulls and the bears kind of wrestle to see who's in control. Clearly, the bears won this morning, but the bulls are fighting to take back control, and there's a lot of reasons. I presented 3 of them today as to why this is not the beginning of a Bitcoin crash. This is actually just a pullback. A little bit of manipulated / no one was there to buy the dip for a long time of it, but we filled a CME gap. We're super, super low on all of our oscillators. This is a perfect example of price crashing so you can buy the blood in the streets and then make some money in the future. I do not believe the top is in. But with that said, that's all I have for you in this video. Let me know in the comments down below. What do you guys think? Are you guys freaking out right now? Is it time to sell? Do you think that the top is in and this is the beginning of that crash? Or do you agree this was just a quick move to the downside to fake some people out, and we do have further room to the upside? Guys, go ahead and smash that like button on your way out. Hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed the video. And with that said, I'll see you guys a little bit later today for our live show at 3 p.m. Adios.